anti-abortion people are against him. So this is you. This is your story. What's this?
Well, you
one,
know, the
Jen?
View is always late when they come on
Mhm.
with their news,
Mhm.
and they're talking again about that whole shooting, the senseless shootings
Yeah.
that have been going on.
Yeah.
With even the recent one with the little girl.
We'll talk about
and
that.
her
And that was a
father.
black man.
So let me play
That was a black
what
man.
Joy is saying.
Okay.
And opening fire on people for completely innocent mistakes. You've been watching the news? Like God forbid, you ring the wrong doorbell, getting into the wrong car, or just for stepping onto their damn property. Some victims and their families are speaking out, however, so watch this.
I was trying to apologize to him for accidentally getting in the wrong car. Halfway, my window was down. He just threw his hands up, and then he pulled out a gun. And then he just started shooting at all of us.
For this man to sit on his porch and fire at a car with no threat is just angers me so badly.
Why did you shoot my daddy and me? Why did you shoot against dad?
See, that's crazy. Do your stop
My,
sharing.
mama.
Got the even kids even afraid.
The little girl, the little white girl that you saw last, it was the story was her and her basketball or something went into the yard.
I think you got it up.
Oh, go ahead, go
wanna
to
read
it.
it?
I'll read it.
Okay.
The little girl lost a basketball. Let me see. Okay. North Carolina man.
Hold on.
What you doing?
I didn't share it.
Oh, you just went to it?
I just went to it so it can be propped already.
The North Carolina man accused of shooting a 6-year-old and her parents was arrested in Florida. The North Carolina man accused of shooting a 6-year-old and her parents after a basketball rolled into his yard has been arrested in Florida following a 2-day manhunt. Had the nerve to go on a run.
Because he knew he was wrong.
Robert Louis Singletary, 24, turned himself into the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office in Tampa, 600 miles away from the shooting on Thursday. Hillsborough County arrest records confirm that Singletary is being held on a fugitive warrant with no bond. Singletary didn't have any identification on him, but local authorities were eventually able to confirm his identity and notify North Carolina police that he was in custody. He is scheduled to appear in Florida court on Friday regarding his extradition. North Carolina authorities charged Singletary with 4 counts of attempted first-degree murder, 1 count of possession of firearm by a felon, and 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon with the intent to kill or inflicting serious injury. Gaston County District Attorney Travis Page is vowing to hold this nut job and will be damn sure. Oh, he even yelling, "We'll be damn sure loud and clear when the case goes to court." He cussing. The people of Gaston County will see and hear our commitment to that prosecution, Page said. Singletary has a criminal history. Online records show. He was convicted in 2017 of felonies assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill. Why does he have a gun still?
Thank you.
And which is what I said.
Unless
You can
he
ban guns.
illegally has.
You can ban guns, but criminals are still gonna have
angry
them.
at a young age.
Thank
He's
you.
too young to be that angry.
He's accused of opening fire on 4 of his neighbors, hitting 2, grazing 1, and missing the other. Authorities said that William White remains in serious condition at a Charlotte hospital. He suffered a punctured lung and liver damage. His wife, Ashley, was grazed in the elbow. His 6-year-old daughter, Kinsley, was released from the hospital after having a bullet fragment removed from her cheek.
We saw that on her cheek as she was
years
talking.
old.
Lord Jesus.
Kinsley is one of 4 kids in the family who will be in need of therapy and will have to do without while their dad is out of work. Police confirmed and prompted the attack, citing the ongoing investigation. Okay, so did they ever say what? He just shot him because they went in the yard?
Wait a minute, they said, look, neighbor
Jonathan Robertson said children came to retrieve a basketball that had rolled in Singletary's yard. He said that Singletary, who has yelled at neighborhood kids on previous occasions, went inside, got his gun, and began shooting.
what is going on with people? Oh my
Last
goodness.
day.
See, this is what I was saying about the 16-year-old thing. Remember when we talked about when the 16-year-old walked up to the house and the white man shot him,
The black boy.
the black
Yeah.
boy.
Mhm.
Remember I
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
it's for us as black people, the first thing we're gonna say is racial,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
And I
It
think
was,
because also because he opened the door and he shot him again. What are you doing?
Because there's
No.
more to that too.
No,
Oh,
he
he
didn't,
was
he didn't
on the
open the door. He shot him
again.
through the door.
Yes,
And all you need to see is a picture of him. You can
yes,
see the spirit of him. He's evil.
yes.
And
So
he
then
shot
that's
through
why I
the
was
door.
Let me
Hateful.
share what the View
Hateful.
said. They had his grandson talk
Oh, okay.
to give his, view on
Which
what,
whose
not that he was
grandson?
taking his
The white man's
the white
grandson?
man's grandson.
Okay.
He wasn't
Okay.
taking up for him, but he
Let's
was
see what
giving
he said.
reason, kind of
So
background.
take a look at this.
I feel like a lot of people of that generation are caught up in this 24-hour news cycle of fear and paranoia perpetuated by some other news stations. And he was fully into that, sit and watch Fox News all day, every day, blaring in his living room. And I think that stuff really kind of reinforces this negative view of minority groups and leads people to be it doesn't necessarily lead people to be racist, but it reinforces and galvanizes racist people.
So
He'll
this
pause
is his
it.
grandson, who obviously loves him.
So that's what we were saying. That's what we were saying, that our first initial thing is you're racist.
Mhm.
But then why nobody said the first initial thing to the black man shooting the white kids was
Mhm.
racist?
Mhm.
I know black people who don't like white people.
Yeah, but a lot of times it's race, it's racism issues as well as, and I love when
It could be a million different
Sarah
issues.
said the sadness about each of these situations, they're all different
Mhm.
because you can't put it in a box.
One could be racist, one could be because they scared,
Mental
one could do a
breakdown.
criminal.
I lost my job. I'm
And
tired.
they don't
I gotta
understand.
get out my
They
yard.
don't understand because there was a hearing with Pearson and Jones the other day. Make a long story short, Pearson sounds somewhat like Malcolm. When he got finished talking, the white man said, "Why are you this? And how come you that? And that's ridiculous. And this is that." And I'm going in my head, you can't understand what he goes through.
Right.
You don't have a clue. So it's no need for saying those things because they're totally irrelevant from the world he lives in.
Yeah.
He totally didn't get it. He did
Yeah.
not understand at all.
Exactly. So
At
a lot
all.
of people don't. We don't understand
No.
why people
I
do
know
what they do.
Sarah did bring up a good point where you know what? Let me share because I don't think I can repeat what she said.
Him explaining the motivation. Is the 4 shooters, there's a black man, a Hispanic man, 2 white men. This is definitely a male problem. It's a gun problem, but I think looping them all together, you got to take gun problems in lanes. There are criminal guns that are illegally attained. There are legally attained weapons that are most common in, honestly, school shootings. And then you've got the Second Amendment. You've got so many things that you can't look at it as one problem or you're never going to get to a solution. I think in this instance, this instinct to shoot first is a really complicated problem with a lot of different branches. I think the obsession with social media, time spent on social media, the kind of numbing of something social that's antisocial. Yeah. I think the consumption of porn, and now we're getting into some of the probably the lane of a lot of male of all ages, video games. A lot of these things are removing that humanity, that empathy, that connection. We're also watching. Watching the degradation of church. And I'm not an institutional church person. I was raised in the church. I've got a lot of issues. But one thing you can say across all religions and most churches is there's a morality component. There's a duty to serve to your community, your families, to people that are different from you. There's a lot of lessons there of giving, loving, not judging. We're seeing a major reduction in attendance and membership in that. And then we get to his point.
We've literally are on the other side of a defamation suit where it was proven. It's not just talked about. The proof came out about Fox admitting and showing evidence of all the misleading things. And the problem there and in DC is that when they perpetuated this lie of a one election that led to January 6th, the only people that actually believed it were the people consuming their information. So the audience and the people who elected some of these officials, they never once believed it. And we know that unless you confirm that even Donald Trump never believed it.
You talk about the.
Yeah, we talked
degradation
about
of truth,
that.
But it's always,
That's similar what we were just talking about.
Yep.
About the media.
Yeah.
It's like all these
Yeah.
things are playing into this one big ball of crap.
Yeah.
And you have all
Yeah.
these things that's going on and you don't know when people snap,
Mhm.
is it a mental issue? Is it
Mhm.
all these other things?
All
So
these
And
components.
you got to remember too, there's a group of people out there that watch Fox News that
mhm.
truly believe that we're about to have a civil war. They're like getting ready for it. You know how you
Yes.
always talk about loading up your basement? They're doing
Yeah.
that. They
Yeah.
seriously think we're going to end up in a civil war, and
Get
they're
your
looking forward
ammunition
to it.
ready. Yeah.
They're
that's
looking
Yeah.
true.
forward to it.
Oh,
Crazy.
gosh.
Anita says, hey ladies, love y'all content, always good, funny, and makes us think.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
Anita.
you guys. Thank you.
So basically that was it. I wanted to talk about that story because people will go, well, you guys didn't talk about that black man shooting at the little white girl's family.
Uh-huh.
You guys always talk like that guy was saying yesterday. All you talk about is men. We're like, no, the black
We're
man
not
being
gonna
bad.
get it, men.
No.
Say-
And right is right and right is wrong is wrong. Like Tyree Nichols, they got
Yes.
shot by the 4 cops. We didn't take up
Thank
for those
you.
cops.
Thank you. And they
We
was
didn't
black.
take up for them.
Thank
Right
you.
is right and wrong is wrong, period.
And that Negro coming out shooting that white girl and her family is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then
It's
he gonna
wrong.
run to
It's
Florida.
evil.
I was trying to get out of the country.
And then too, you got to remember whoever made that comment. Lately, it's not always, but lately the shootings have been men. And that's the problem. And it sounds like, dang, every time I turn them on, they talking about men.
It's
Naked,
been
naked.
one woman. It's been one woman that shot a school. One.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh, and you know what?
Oh,
When-
yeah, that's right. it
yeah.
was.
Well,
Transgender.
Wendy
She was a
is supposed to be a man. She was transgender. So she was transitioning to being a male.
Isn't that something?
Oh, I
She
forgot
still
about
brought
that.
a gun in. A woman transitioned to a man.
Oh,
Still brings the gun
so
in.
sorry. So sorry.
So is that the testosterone?
I don't know.
Was she taking testosterone?
Grr.
Yeah.
Protecting my land, my
Yeah.
property.
I remember
So
seeing,
ball off my land.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Cher's daughter
Uh-huh.
that turned into a man, and they were talking to her girlfriend, who was her girlfriend before and after, and
Mhm.
she said she did change. She said she was moodier, she wasn't
Mm.
sensitive, so it really affects you in different ways
That
to make you have.
testosterone.
Yeah. it
And you know
does.
what? I think Wendy, you had asked me, did I see the Monique,
Mhm.
the show?
The
Oh my God.
Netflix, her special, when she
Yeah.
talked about her grandmother taking care of her and bringing her in, her
Yeah.
aunt, she
Yeah.
called her uncle,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
She
And
called
she
her
couldn't
negative.
communicate with her